Alright, what's up YouTube? I never try to make a video like this, and every time I do I end up looking like an alien, so I'll probably put some crazy effect on it. Let me throw a hat up on my head. As you can see, I'm back from PaulFest. I'm alive, I am Ron Paul, and I am the Ron Paul philosophy moving forward from here. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is, okay, Ron Paul is not going to be a president. We know that now for certain. You know, I hate the fact that he's not going to be. I hate the fact that we're stuck in this duopoly, this oligarchy that we live under. But going down to Tampa and seeing everybody down there and meeting people, talking to people, learning, more about what this whole philosophy is, I think that it's going to be much better off moving forward for me personally. I'm glad I went. I know a lot of people didn't show, and a lot of people showed. The rally was awesome. It started out, PaulFest was great. I'm really upset with Jesse Benton for telling Peter Schiff and stuff to stay away from PaulFest. The people who put PaulFest on did a hell of a job. I don't know who you were. I tried to get a hold of you 100 times to play music. I would fit in there perfect, but I'm not holding the grudge. It is what it is. You guys had some kick-ass bands there, so I had a good time. And a lot of people had a good time. I mean, we heard a lot of great speeches. I heard a 31-year-old speak. It really was awesome, And what moving forward for me, I feel like the national level politics is screwed. So what I think we all need to do is take our lesson from Ron Paul and use that as what a politician should be, a statesman, somebody who's for the people, not for, the corporations and for what can I get what can I scrounge and get my people back home. No, this is a whole different philosophy. We want freedom. We want to get some of that back. We want to end the Patriot Act eventually. That has to be done in order for us to be able to thrive again. We can't be living under these chains that we are. And a lot of you might think that I'm crazy. What chains? I'm not under chains. You will see them over the next year if you haven't woken up to them yet. They're being rolled out. You're under a prison state. You're living in a prison state. It's a technological one. It's one that you're not going to be able to see watching you. They don't have to have a police officer following you. And even if you think you're not doing anything wrong, I'm clean. I don't care if they watch me. That's fine with me. I think that you're naive because that power is going to be there for the next puppet that comes, and then the next puppet. And they've shown, basically, by what these puppets have done over the last 20 years, that they're going to collapse the economy. And they want to bring us down to the standards of the rest of the world. We're not going to be the shining star anymore. And we might just be people that were told, I told you so in history when we look back at this. We stood up and we said, the TSA says, 4 years ago that they're going to move to the streets from the airports, and then there's all these issues that happen that happened to allow them to roll right out to the streets now. Now the TSA is at the prom. I couldn't believe that. Google it. TSA at the bus stations. TSA at the sports arenas. TSA is going to be everywhere. They're going to be pulling you over to make sure that you're illegal. Show me your papers. Welcome to America. Show me your papers. And that's not America. That's not what we were here for. And so the national level politics, it's all rigged. Being down there at the RNC and seeing what Romney's crew did to the Paul delegates, and just in general, Ron Paul, and how they treated Ron Paul, and how they treated us in general. Just down there, it was totally different. From PaulFest to the Ron Paul Festival to the RNC, ooh, major difference for people. You can see the videos out on YouTube. I don't have to sit here and lecture anybody. But I think the only way to move forward now is to take what we've learned, stick together through our various websites. I think I'm going to create a website, and I think we need everybody to start creating websites, our own little social network that we keep together, and then really infiltrate your local politics. The only way anything's going to get done on a national level is we can change people's minds that are living right next to you. Your neighbor, your grandparents, your parents, the people who most likely, if you're a Ron Paul, and your whole family is most likely realized because you've probably told them, they understand, read them. you were able to enlighten them like you were enlightened by Dr. Paul. And that's what we continue to do. And we keep doing it until we have a majority in the national level. But if we don't weed the corruption out at the local level, you know, you know who is dirty in your community. Um, you work with, a lot of you do. A lot of you work in these town halls, these city councils, even your local neighborhood committee. You know who's rotten and who's not, and it's time to get rid of the rotten people and toss them out. Because unless they go at the local level, we'll never be able to parlay this into something national, to a third party, to something that actually restores honor to the presidency and just makes it not a puppet position for the rich and the powerful. So moving forward, I'm very excited. I'm going to do a couple videos on, what happened while I was down there, what I saw. But just, I think the most important thing is now to say, congratulations, everybody. Thank you for everybody who donated, who helped Dr. Paul, who helped move the... If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here talking to you about this stuff right now. I'd just be showing you my artwork or playing a song. Which I'm going to probably go back to more, walk away some of these political videos, because a lot of this stuff that it's the day-to-day, it's just put out there just to keep us arguing. But when I see something that's time to look above it, I'm going to go ahead and I'll react then. But I do want to I do want to talk about what happened down at the RNC, but I don't want to, I don't want to linger. We got the future to look forward to, and I'm not whining, and I'm not going to whine. We took a lumping on the head. It happens. Thank you all for the people who were on the bandwagon the whole time, for the people who jumped off the bandwagon. Thank you too. It doesn't matter at this point. We all knew in our hearts they weren't going to let Ron Paul be president. Of course, I sat here and I wanted to believe it, and in my mind, I'm going to live my life like he is my president and be influenced by him and teach other people how to do it too, whether it's through the internet, but mostly in your local community. It's time, if you haven't learned to, or if you haven't yet, is to take the message of liberty to the community. Much love, guys. We're getting 7 minutes long. I know you guys get antsy listening. Have a good night.